so the lawsuit's over. The settlement's been signed by agreeing to make sure that the scholarship money is available to all comers, no matter the race, and that they promise not to discriminate. First up, though, is a major Judicial Watch victory on behalf of the United States Constitution and the rule of law and anti-racism, as the left likes to say. Judicial Watch filed a lawsuit in October on behalf of a group in Asheville, North Carolina, who was objecting to a city-funded scholarship program that was limited by race, meaning it was a blacks-only scholarship program. And we sued on behalf of the WNC Citizens for Equality, whose members include high school students who were ineligible for this government-funded scholarship program only because they're not black. Well, it started back in May of last year. The City of Asheville entered into an agreement with another entity, a foundation, to establish and administer the City of Asheville Scholarship Fund. According to the agreement, the scholarship was to be awarded in perpetuity to black high school students within Asheville City Schools, with special consideration given for black students pursuing a career in education. They previously, and this is all part of this kind of extremist, racialist agenda, the City Council in 2020, for instance, had previously approved what it called a reparations initiative that provided funding to programs geared towards increasing home ownership and business and career opportunities for black residents. So you had this inordinate and inappropriate focus on race-based awards of government money, which is outrageously illegal. So we filed this civil rights lawsuit back in, I think, October, challenging this outrageously unconstitutional violation of the civil rights of the residents and others of Asheville, North Carolina. Well, guess what? They settled and they stopped the discrimination. Just this week, on January 11th, the City Council of Asheville approved a resolution that removes the racial criteria for the scholarship. And this is the new language. The scholarship will give preference to applicants whose household members, including parents and or guardians, have a high school education or less, these applicants representing first-generation college students. So perfectly neutral. It doesn't focus, it doesn't give away money based on race. It opens the scholarship up to anyone of a certain background, no matter their race. And they even went further. There was another program that we hadn't even sued over that had racially discriminatory language for a scholarship program for educators and staff of the Asheville City Schools. And they agreed to make sure that that program also abided by the non-discrimination clause passed by the Asheville City Council. And in addition, they added specific language to make it clear that the programs couldn't discriminate on the basis of race. So boom, this is a great decision by the City Council. I got to give them credit for not fighting us and wasting taxpayer dollars and doing the right thing to quickly end the indefensible race-based scholarship programs. And our clients, as I said, a group of Asheville residents, including high school students, courageously challenged this blatantly discriminatory and illegal scholarship program in federal court. And as you might imagine, if you come forward and challenge this crazed leftist extremism that promotes racial discrimination, they accuse you of being a racist. So it's a brave thing to do, both for Judicial Watch and our clients, to come forward and promote the rule of law and the race-neutral application of the law. This federal lawsuit, and as I said, this is a remarkable settlement, really is a wake-up call, at least it ought to be. Of course, there are revolutionaries that are pushing this type of agenda throughout the land, so I don't know if they'll pay attention. But it should serve as a wake-up call to those activists and allied politicians pushing the extremist leftist agenda to segregate and discriminate based on race. And we were helped and partnered with the Legal Insurrection Foundation in this lawsuit. So this is just great news. This was a in-your-face attempt to violate federal and state laws and the Constitution that all prohibit racial discrimination in matters like this. You can't give out scholarships and exclude members of a race from obtaining a publicly funded scholarship. You just can't do it. And this is what the City of Asheville tried to get away with. We sued them in federal court, and they backed down, and they agreed to end the case, end the lawsuit. So the lawsuit's over. The settlement's been signed by agreeing to make sure that the scholarship money is available to all comers, no matter the race, and that they promise not to discriminate. So great victory for the rule of law, the Constitution, and the CRT agenda. This is part of it. CRT, so you know, but that whole rubric justifies discrimination on the basis of race. And those of us who oppose discrimination on the basis of race, we're battling the left on this, because right now they're trying to upend the whole infrastructure of law that prohibits discrimination on the basis of race. The irony is just incredible. So great news. We've got more cases on CRT. We got more cases challenging these attacks on discrimination laws, where, for instance, in California right now, we have lawyers in a state court challenging the illegal quota mandate requiring that boards of directors in California have a certain number of women in seats, meaning that there are seats on boards of directors for which men cannot apply. And the trial, I think I think this is the fourth week of the trial. So, it's one thing to complain about the left and what they're doing. It's quite another thing to go into court and vindicate the rule of law. And what's incredible here is that you have this outrageous violation of civil rights laws. The Justice Department is AWOL, a Civil Rights Division of the Justice Department. Where are they? Well, they support this, evidently, as indicated by their lack of action. And I remember during the Obama administration, the allegation was, and it was proven by the Inspector General that looked into some of this, that you had advocacy within the Justice Department Civil Rights Division that they believe that the civil rights laws are not designed to protect the rights of anyone but minorities. So if you were the wrong color, the rule of law related to civil rights protections that protected you from being discriminated on the basis of race, they would not advocate for you. They would not protect you. They would not go to court to protect you. And now we're seeing in certain states, they have decided that they would treat people, allow special treatments of COVID, make them available, these monoclonal antibodies or variations of that, to people based on race. Explicitly so. Blatant racial discrimination, encouraged in part by the FDA. So you've got all of the infrastructure of the left in the federal government, in the states, and in the case of Asheville and city, and certainly it's happening in the academy for some time, they've decided that they can discriminate on the basis of race or sex or other improper classifications. And it's Judicial Watch who's in court trying to defend and protect the rule of law and the civil rights of United States citizens. I mean, is this the left's goal, that we go back to all bets are off? You never know whether you're going to get educated or have the right to vote or gain access to government services or get access to health care based on your race? Is that their goal? See, it would seem so. Well, they suffered a significant setback, at least in Asheville, North Carolina, thanks to the excellent lawyering of Judicial Watch, the bravery of our clients, and you, those of you who support Judicial Watch's work that allows us to go into court and, as I always say, do the heavy lifting to defend the rule of law. So I appreciate your support in that regard.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.